Ah, Japan and her privacy laws. Alright, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the right to be forgotten and some of the recent court battles in Japan about making you forget. So, if you don't know, Japan has some weird privacy laws. For example, if you are in public and somebody takes your picture, you can sue them if they publish it. Because for some reason that is a violation of your privacy. Now, it might be a violation of using your image or whatever. If you're facing a crowd, I don't think so. If you're in public, you're in public. Now, I understand enforcing this for children. Kids can't give consent, and they might be in public with their parents and stuff, and so you don't really necessarily need that out on the net. However, it has come to a couple of different levels now. I know of one court case or two that I'm going to talk about a little bit that kind of brings in Germany's right to be forgotten and Europe's right to be forgotten. This got a lot of play about a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe 3 now, about Germany having issues with Street View. In Europe, they have a different sensibility about what privacy is and what that entails. A Spanish man wanted his name removed from Google search results because he was trying to get a loan, and the bankruptcy that he had filed some years before kept coming up, and it was a problem for him because he couldn't get the loan. So while that might be understandable and frustrating, I don't think that it's necessarily something that needs to be deleted. And the case in Japan is, 2 of the cases in Japan are fairly similar to this. So the one case, there was a person whose name and kanji were the same as someone who was arrested for gang affiliations. And so when he would apply for a job, his name would pop up on the Google search in the autocomplete. And he was very upset about that. To be clear, it was not this person. It was somebody else who had the same name and the same kanji. And that is very, very unfortunate. However, I don't necessarily believe that these results should be removed from the Google search. The other case was very similar, except that the person that was being searched for actually was affiliated with a gang in the distant past, and he was trying to clear his name and become a better person, and etc., etc. And so he was having trouble because the Google search would come up and show his previous gang affiliations. I disagree with the ruling on both of these. Google was required to remove, or has been required to remove, their names from search results, and I think that sets a terrible precedent. By censoring the information available through Google or other search engines, you're kind of editing the past, and that's not a place that we want to be. Do I feel bad for these guys? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, there are plenty of ways to change how your name comes up in search engines. Start publishing, start putting stuff out there. Get in the news for good reasons instead of bad. Because one of the things that I'm nervous about is how politicians are supposed to be exempt from this, but how do you know? There's already enough money being shuffled around to affect how these things come up and what gets published in the newspaper in the first place. It's a big problem. More recently, there's a Yelp-like service, and someone had posted negative reviews of a medical office, and so rather than address each of these comments, the physician decided to go to court and have these comments removed. And that is a very dangerous precedent. Yes, there are a lot of situations where negative reviews can damage the business, and some of those reviews can be fake. There has to be a way to address those. But that seems like that should be the first step. Having the comments removed and stuff later on, okay. But the comments need to be addressed first. I am a little conflicted on this idea of the right to be forgotten. What is the statute of limitations for having done something inappropriate? How long will you have to have that count against you? It's a tough question, and I don't think there's a simple answer for it. And I think each case needs to be taken individually. But overall, I believe that for the most part, the information, once it's published by a newspaper, should be available for people to find. Then you can have a situation where everything is explained, and maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. But that's part of life in the 21st century. Not everything's going to go away, and you do kind of need to be a little careful about what you put up on the web. Actions and consequences. It's not just for breakfast anymore. So it'll be interesting to watch. I think Japan's privacy laws in general are a little bit out of balance and a little overly zealous because somebody got in trouble for something that they shouldn't have been doing. But again, back to actions and consequences. But for now, that's it for today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I almost forgot, and I don't usually interrupt the end screen like this, but there's a couple of things that I want you to click on, check out, stuff like that. I do have now a second channel called Fly Japan. It is down on the bottom, I believe, over one of those. I can't remember which side. Anyway, the other one is the Where I've Been, and it's in the green shirt, and the Fly Japan stuff is aerial videography that I've been fooling around with. Some nice cherry blossom videos over there, so go check those out. And I'm hopefully going to head out and catch some other cultural landmarks here pretty soon, maybe in the next week or so. Sorry for interrupting, but just wanted to point those out. Go click and subscribe on the Fly Japan down there, and go check out the uncensored list if you want to know where I've been. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.